I started developing 2015 and my launch was 2016. So my business concept is custom fit garments made on demand. So with this concept in mind, I focus on directly to customers. So business to consumer, I would say. So that is my own online shop, and I have my own physical shop here. So that's actually my two main channels, which I also want to focus on. I am investigating to work with retailers. It is though that I don't want to compromise on my custom made and custom fit concept, because I think that's one of the sustainable, important aspects of my brand, that I can actually, it's like a unique selling point. I can offer a specific fit. That said, I do have some accessories like scarves, you see them, and also now with Corona time, I launched face masks, and therefore I have some resellers. So there, it is an existing collection, and then from ordering to getting the product in your at the studio, it takes like different kind of clients for different products. I mean, like the garments and the accessories and the face mask, they're to a much broader audience. And then I have like the garments, which is like a kind of like a next step. They also, of course, a bit more expensive than like an accessory. But I would say in general, they are like really, how do you say it? Well-informed and aware and mature women who are like past the stage of like trying out what's my style, what do I want. You know, they know what their style is, they know what they want, and they really appreciate personal service and also the personal fit, really high ranked. And then you have the custom fit made to measure aspect. And then I know approximately the age. I mean, my customers are not like teenagers. Often they are like at over 30. So with these aspects, you now with like, you know, new modern methods in social media, you can actually target this internationally. So in a way, I think it's it's definitely workable. But on the other hand, I think also I'm still a small brand. I'm try to focus also my marketing to you know, countries a bit more closer, where I get direct feedback. And so yes, it's possible, but within being a small brand with a limited budget, I still focus a bit more closer to Sweden. So I started in Holland, actually the Netherlands, because I'm originally from the Netherlands, and there I did my fashion school education. I wanted to really try out a commercial company, so I was doing my traineeship at H&M here in Stockholm in Sweden. And after my graduation, the head of design at that moment, Margaretha van den Bosch, she asked me to come back and apply for a real job. And I really wanted to move to another country. So it was perfect. So my career started as a design assistant at H&M at the menswear department with sportswear.
Oh, great.
I never worked with menswear or sportswear, but it was a really great point. And from there, I've been like loyal to the H&M company many years, like over 12 years I've been working there. Wow. So yeah, I quit there like 5 years ago. And then I started my own brand instead. I was ready for the next step. When you work at H&M, you, in a way, you work very specific, because you like very, for example, a job can be that you concentrate on only designing trousers. So you, in a way, you become a specialist, but because it's such a big company, you get also the chance to try out many different like products and departments. So it's more like moving around. So you get like also a broad experience. And also H&M is of course international. So you get like an international global perspective from the beginning, which is very interesting. And there is a lot of like focus on sales and on like, of course you learn the product development process. You do that of course as well, but I would say this is what is most given is that you get like the more commercial view, which you maybe not have been learning at school. So as a designer, you're in the one hand, compared like now when I'm like my own small brand, as a designer, on the one hand, you are very, you don't have any limits at H&M with designing, because they're not like the same problems as you are facing when you have a small independent brand. You can make, you know, you can do any color you want, any print, you can develop any fabric you want. There's like no that kind of limitations, which you might face when you're a smaller brand. But on the other hand, there are many limitations because you have to compromise all the way, all the time with your design, because the design has to be for everyone. And you have to think about the price, and that's like the H&M, of course, important. How do you say it? Like business concepts. So you have to make compromises all the time to get the right price target. Then I was meeting a lot of students within within Europe, on different European schools. And I was always talking about, of course, the work at H&M, but also about the sustainability program, which it was growing at that time. But one question that students always ask, like, yeah, okay, but how does this go together, like mass production and sustainability? And I never could answer that because it doesn't go together. So that was the starting point when I was thinking like, yeah, I can't really, I didn't feel like I could stand for that values anymore. So then I was deciding to follow a dream, which I had already like from the start, but I didn't think I was ready at that time. So I was deciding to make a step and start my own brand. Actually, I think it can be applied to any country. Of course, maybe the way the slow fashion would look in a specific country, it depends on the culture and like the way. It kind of reflects the interest of the people living there, of course, and also the conditions of the country. It can be, as my specific concept is kind of advanced. And it's so maybe it can't really apply that to every country directly, but you have other different kind of slow fashion concepts, different prices, this new kind of business concept, renting garments, things like that. It has more to do with sustainability, not so much with slow fashion though. Very important that you already when you start to thinking about your business concept, how that you already implement like sustainability thoughts there, because some things like using more sustainable materials and stuff, you can always implement that later on. You can be better and better at that, but your concept, where it all starts with like the way how you produce, the way you present yourself to the public. I think I think you should start there, and that's why I started with this production on demand, which of course when you do custom fit, you are producing on demand, and it makes that you don't overproduce. As you said, I have really little stock in my store. The customers are deciding actually only when they want to have something, then we produce. So we don't have like extra season sales, we don't have overstock and waste. So this is one of the core pillars of my company. When you as a designer start to design the garments and source fabrics and materials, trims, I think it's important that you are staying in control. So don't outsource too much. So don't, if you know, so that you don't know where things are coming from. Maybe you have like a production somewhere far away and they are sourcing your fabrics or your trims and you have no idea where they're coming from. So I think it's good to, stay in control so that you actually know where each button and zipper is coming from. It can be transparent. On my website, you can read anything about the products, where the fabrics come from, everything where they're produced. And that's one of the things you can do as a smaller brand, which the larger brands have a bit more difficult. So that's actually an advantage. Because in the end, it's very important, like also for like young designers starting, in the end, the product should be really good. I mean, in the end, it's the product which is selling. So yes. So, I mean, don't forget that. That's actually where it's all about. The other are like, values for that you yourself know that you are doing making a good brand, building a good brand, but also, of course, you can communicate it to everyone, so it will give extra values to your company. But in the end, it's actually the product which gives the customer why they buy your from you. The future, I mean, it's driven by technique. And that's what I also think is sustainability-wise. So it's like new technique for productions. The way garments are produced is very old-fashioned. So I think that's like going to be changed by automation, 3D printing. It will make it easier to produce more local as well and more flexible. Don't have necessarily to do mass produce. You can be more flexible and produce small amounts. Always, even the most sustainable materials are harming the environment a little bit, but it's going. There's a very exciting developments that they're actually developing materials which are the opposite, which are giving more oxygen to the oxygen to the earth. So I think that will be also a continuation of that trend within materials. No, we're on it anyway. I think it would be also a good opportunity to let your audience know that I'm also actually looking for new production opportunities. So maybe if it's hard to find custom fit production, and I have good now, but I'm growing. I'm looking for new opportunities. So thank you so much for having me.